towers are awake. The engines are turning. Another age begins. The records never sleep.
Flags replaced, still the engine keeps its pace. Fortunes bloom and fortunes fade. Every debt's already weighed. Every ruler leaves behind footprints swallowed up by time.
Follow the rivers, follow the rails, follow the ink that never fails. Not every prison has walls of stone. Some are built inside our own.
No, seriously.
That was a good one.
You talk old video games with Mark, dude, and he starts coming out of his shell, dude.
Which old video games?
Fun.
Deuce. What is that? It's what is that one you like? Deuce.
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex. Yeah.
Idiot. Comedian. But no, I'm more into sort of point and click adventures, text-based adventures.
Text-based.
Yeah. Games from many years ago.
No, right here.
No graphics, just text.
Right here.
Yeah.
Behold the boom of destiny. Fear me, mortals.
Yeah.
The boom of destiny, dude. It says he was struck down by a jealous rival who preferred quieter weapons. That's rough. That's what I was saying. That's why it's so funny right there, is because I love that. He goes, "Fear me, mortals." Running around with a boomstick. I remember back in 2011 when people were laughing at me for carrying around those old Blackberries. They're like, "Oh, you're so outdated," and I'm like, "Yeah, you wait 10 years from now, you're gonna be in the same situation." And now they got those flat phones, and all these people talk shit.
Well,
on me.
they're coming back out with the BlackBerry. Essentially, I've seen the new one with the digital screen on it that you can have a little key. It's not buttons like the old one. It's just a
touchpad.
Yeah.
I did come across a phone, quite a large thing that was something like 7 inches long, with a actual mechanical keyboard on it.
That's great.
See, when we started doing this, it was because Lynn didn't want to get recorded, and he'd get all upset. And then when he'd come on and we would just start working, he'd say, "Why don't we just hang out and talk?" And it's like, well, when we do, you get all upset because we're recording. So he's like, Bob was like, "Record everything," because that's what Mike told her, record everything. And then, and then we made the room and he stopped, so he bailed out. And we kept doing it. And I'm like, and Bob's like, "We're going to do this." I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, I never understood that though. Like he was wanting to promote something, but he didn't want to be recorded. He didn't want to be on like that. That's counterproductive.
Ooh, yeah, all I could think of, I don't know how much you talk to him. I talked to him a bit. Bob talked to him a lot more. But I got the impression, just from what I kind of picked up about him, is here's a guy, and I always thought he was like in his 20s, just the way he behaved and stuff. He's in his 40s.
Yeah.
And sitting around and making music, and I got the feeling, this is just a guess on my part, that his family kind of said, "You know what, you're 40 some odd years old and you're just sitting around making music, you need a job." So they set him up in the ice cream thing, and they stuck him in his aunt's restaurant where she could keep an eye, his Tia, to keep an eye on him, to make sure he worked. And I don't know if you were like some of the meetings he'd come to where he'd be there, there'd be people shouting in the kitchen, or he'd be trying to, it would be very, and then he wouldn't mute. So we're trying to do something here. Clang, clang, clang. It's like, go, cheap, better go. And,
Yeah.
But I almost think he didn't want his family to necessarily hear the stuff he was telling us.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a cool guy and he made great music and stuff, and it sounds like he had some projects. But I mean, I play music too. At a certain level of music, you can't make money on it. I mean, he was always coming off like, he just lived as a musician, and that's cool. And I'm a musician too. But, it reminds me of you ever see The Simpsons where they're going in to buy a swimming pool and they're asking the salesman all this stuff, and he just looks at them as, he didn't know a thing. He says, "Look, this isn't what I do. What I do is I play bass."
That's
And
right.
it's like, well, yeah, but this is your damn job.
Yeah. Hello, V.
Have you guys really been going for 3 hours?
No.
Nobody
Yeah,
calls me.
we've been going nonstop, man. Edworthy finally had to drop out. He was just exhausted.
He was sick of it. He said, look, man, V's not showing up, so I'm out of here. He's like, if V's not gonna be here, then I'm not gonna be here. I'm going to bed. He said that. He said that himself. I heard him say it.
I thought he was going over to the Anunnaki stream that he was interested in.
I want to tell you something.
Well, you know what?
That was the coolest freaking video you posted yet, dude. I love that.
Is everybody able to hear me all right? Because I've rearranged everything in my space here.
I really can't I can't give you an honest appraisal because my mic is acting all weird and like the volume it sounds lower than.
Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Okay.
I don't think you sound any worse or better, to tell you the truth. Yeah, you're coming through pretty clear.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I despise the whole work that goes behind it, but like it like going on Nancy's show and then Naroki's show, that's their show. You know what I mean? And it's not the same.
Right.
It's not the same.
Right.
You know,
I
so
hear you.
I mean,
Well,
I've had people on that they're really good on one subject, but if they start veering off, they're going to start talking about the JQ or something, which I don't need on the show. So I'm like, no, we're not going there. You know.
okay.
One guy in particular, and Roger knows him. It's like he's a great guy. Keep him off the JQ
you know,
because that's why he's got 14 bands on YouTube.
yeah.
Well, I just answer your question. I am. Well, Roger and I have already talked about this. We're gonna backlog some episodes together because I want Roger to be my co-host.
Great.
And I would actually like to have you, Otto, have a segment on the show,
Oh, sure. That'd be fun. I can do segments.
like a Buddhist segment, wisdom for
Sure.
the day kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Sure. Little
Okay.
skillful samsara hints.
No, I can tell you something that I did learn from Mike Wojcik. That's actually a very, very good idea. Now, if you do this, V, have him come in and you know, do a little bit of questions and everything, but like, you know, after that, you know, turn it over to Otto for that moment that he has and tell him, well, what's new going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to, you know, current events that's taking place in the Buddhist community, and just let him talk about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it says that's his forte. It's actually fort, but I'll say forte.
I say forte. I'm with you there.
Yeah. So you got a lot to teach. So you know, at least teach me. Yeah. I'm
very happy to
from
share my
various-
wisdom with you, my friend.
Well, I'm from various.
Well, be
schools of
careful.
thought.
He's
So-
at the brink where he's going to propose marriage to you at one point or another. Like, this man has fallen in love with you, Otto.
I'm happily married. Man.
I know
I'm
you.
not going anywhere with this relationship right now. So
Wow, 2 marriage proposals in one day.
never ended one way or another. I have other irons in the fire, shall we say, or an iron. But I'm not going to go there.
I mean, if I was gay, I'd be jealous. Just you know what I mean? It's like, my God, this dude's like freaking all over Otto and shit. Like, I'm like, dude, it's horrible. I'm the one that's supposed to be like freaking, you know, sexy and, you know, why is this man freaking like singing love songs to freaking Otto and not me? You know what I mean? What's wrong with this?
We never knew you cared, Roger.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if I was a gay man, I would be jealous.
Well,
You got to be very vague. You got to be vague in how you dedicate these things. There was a famous thing where this guy wrote a book, and he dedicated it to one who knows. And like any girl he would talk to, it's like, well, didn't you know? Did you realize? I dedicated it to you, one who knows. He was like, use that as a pickup line with every girl he met.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh, want to know something funny? That's how I used to pick up girls on MySpace.
Really?
Oh, wow.
So here's what I would do, because MySpace was so unique back in the day. Like, you could go into the options when you want to search for somebody. It'll ask you, what do you want? Black, white, female, male, brunette, redhead, blue eyes, green eyes,
Male, female, female, male.
fat. Yeah. So, like, I would put in the specs that I like, okay, and
Right.
then I would go search, and like 200, 300 girls would come up. That's in town,
Mhm.
and I would send out the same message to 100 girls,
Right.
and 10 would reply back, and I would go out with them. I got about
And
10% the success rate.
Yeah.
Right. It's like any advertising campaign. I used to do sales, and it's all percentages. You send out X number, but you expect to get 10% response from that, and out of that 10%, you might get 10% of a sale. But you
I
need
had
to
a
have that
different.
shotgun effect to try to reach as many people as possible before you start winnowing down to the people that are really interested in you.
I had a different girl every weekend for years. It was phenomenal. And then Facebook took over, it bought it, and never did anything with it.
See,
So,
back in my
anyways,
day, we would just go to bars. And we go to like bars, and like there was like it was almost like a pool of girls that would hang out there, and
Mhm.
like a pool of guys, and everybody would just have sex with each. Well, they'd hang out with each other and do things and this and that, and sex was part of the equation, obviously. But it was we didn't have computers back then very much. It was all I was telling you that was you guys ever watch Trailer Park Boys, where they pull out their cell phone and it's this great big blocky thing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Early
Well,
late '80s and stuff.
I've never had a successful relationship of anyone I've met in person. God, where would I be without the internet?
That's a great statement. I love that.
It's the truth. I'm not gonna lie. I'm an open book. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I had no successful anything. So my first impressions aren't that great, unless I can put up that facade online where I'm like the God Emperor of mankind, and everyone's excited to meet me. I'm totally underwhelming in real life. Yeah, I mean, I can say a line to a girl in real
Right.
life, and it'll be the creepiest thing ever. If I say it to say the same thing to a girl online, she's ready to mail me her panties.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I would pick. You know, if you're looking for girls, and I'm talking about like the IRL techniques, bars. It's easy to meet, you know, somebody who's enthusiastic for a short time, but not so. You know, I knew this guy that had like 3 ex-wives, and he hated women because they always screwed him over. But he'd marry a girl he'd met in a bar, and she still liked to go to bars even after they were married. You know, so they'd break up, and he'd marry another girl he met in a bar. You see where this goes? Lather, rinse, repeat.
And
Well,
I can't do bars because I'm a barroom sage. And, I'll leave out a place with a business partner or two, but no girls.
No, I think where I've met girls in real life, I'm trying to think back. It'd be like, you know, an art gallery or somewhere, you know, somewhere like that where you're doing something besides drinking. And usually, I think if you just make like a funny little remark about something going on and then let the woman do most of the talking, that's 90% of it. Let the woman do the talking, and and listen and be very agreeable.
Oh my God! So I'm glad you said that. I've been wanting to talk about this for the longest time. I've never been able to tell anybody. So, like when I talk to girls, when I finally meet up with girls in real life, you know, I used to be very quiet, very timid,
Right?
and I guess it was working, but a lot of times I got a little complaint that I didn't talk very much. They couldn't get a read on me. But since I've become a pseudo quasi celebrity, like when I go out, people tell me I can't shut the hell up. But I feel I don't know. I don't like that though because a woman just wants to be worshipped, and damn it, I deserve to be worshipped too. You know, you
I
should know
think
everything about me.
women want to
You
be worshipped, but they also want to find someone to worship.
you know, yeah, it should be, yeah.
I think it goes both ways. It's just the women are very cagey about it. You know, they have to be.
Yeah. I mean, women want to be accommodated and accommodated 24/7, and it's like, okay, I only have like 1 or 2 things. Can you help me with this stuff? No. However, you can help me with this, this, and this. Okay, yeah, that's every relationship. Anyways, enough about my failures. Failure in life. How about you guys?
Every failure is a stepping stone to success. That's what it is.
Well, yeah. So I got a little thing at home, and
It's okay, size doesn't matter. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
well, she knows. She knows me, and she's like, just don't come back here with an STD. Like, okay, that's cool.
Right.
She
Right.
knows how I am, that I'm flirty, and I'm going to talk to people, and I'm going to go
Right.
hang out. She's like, yeah, don't come home with a freaking STD. Fair enough. Deal.
Don't bring anything home. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. So, every failure leads towards a success. And I had a big one. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
How many women can you get with say, hey, go have fun, just don't bring anything home?
Well, you know, that's a whole lifestyle choice.
I watched this really, really cool old movie about maybe back in the 40s or the 50s where this guy freaking gets hooked up with this redheaded hooker in Paris. And she dresses him up, gets him looking nice and everything. And what it basically was is like, you know, he was a freaking American, went to Paris and just wanted to, you know, visit Paris, and she ends up freaking clinging on to him and turning him into her John, you know. And she'd buy him all this extravagant clothes and stuff like this.
Molding him, making him what she wanted.
You know, so because of course her man can't freaking walk around in shabby clothes. You know what I mean?
Oh, no effing way.
you know, and it just when I seen that, it just kind of opened me up to a whole different way of thinking when it comes to women. Like a lot of men have a complete misconception of what's really going on right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just whenever you guys were talking, that's something that really stuck out to me. That I can't remember the name of the movie though, but it was a good one.
It's very odd, but I haven't thought about the dating scene in decades. Really, it's just, but when I look back, it's like, oh yeah, I was a maniac, wasn't I? You know.
Well, I have I've been in mine for the past 12 years, and it's like
That's good. That's very good. Anything more than 5 years. Anything more than 5 years is pretty good, actually.
Well, I
as
mean,
an adult, all my relationships have been very long. Yeah. It's
Well,
kinda
so you're a
weird.
serious guy, really. I think you are a pretty serious person underneath it all. Only a serious person could be as wild as you.
well, I
Wild
mean,
people aren't serious.
you guys want a bachelor's perspective on this whole subject, like when it
Okay.
with me, being single and everything, I've noticed like the ridiculous stuff that pops up about like gay people for one thing. Okay, like when I hear about like how homophobic people are, it makes me think, well, I get confused when I'm around married men. You know what I mean? Because like freaking, it's really hard to tell.
Whoa.
It's really
I'm
hard. It's
confused.
really hard to tell when a married man is a married man or if he's gay. You know what I mean? Because like the thing is it's like married men are like secluded away from other men, you know what I mean? And there's times when all they want to do is get away and have a freaking conversation with other men about men stuff, you know what I mean? And
Right.
it makes them to where they're thirsty, you know what I mean? So when they get around other guys, especially single guys, they start acting kind of like what a gay guy would act like. You know what I mean? So,
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
so,
I
so
don't know, man.
eh,
I get together with my friends every week, and some of us are married. We've all there either are married or have been married.
Closer, let the one take stand.
And but it's true. We get together and we just talk man stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we tell really off-color jokes, terrible, horrible, terrible jokes, and we talk about what we've been doing, and we make music, and we hang out, and it is very. Everybody's really happy to. We got men here. We can just let our hair down.
It
It
is.
thing.
It's a real thing. I mean, I know that it sounds weird, but it's like as a single guy, it's really hard to tell if a person is gay or if they're like married.
I'm starting to have a hard time figuring you out right now. You get confused around married men.
Well,
Just start your statement off like that.
You're the one that is falling in love here. You know what I mean? It's like,
Rod, you haven't always been single. You've got kids.
Yeah, well,
right?
I mean, I've got kids, but I've never been married. Like,
right? You've been in relationships, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about it is like with married people, like they create this bond where like it's more than just love. It's like they've actually gotten to know each other. You know what I mean? It's like you've created this entire life with one another. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is more than just that romantic. I mean, it's romantic, but then it's like a long-term. I said the thing about how I've seen couples that they don't work together as well, but I think you can get to a point where you just pull together. You don't even think about it.
Right.
How do we get through this life together? We got to pay this bill. We got to, the tire went flat. Whatever it is.
For me, it's like death. Like I've been out lately trying to find new friends, people to hang out with. Excuse me. And like for example, the girl down at the vape shop down the street from me, she's like really cute, really cute. And I see the size of the freaking ring on her ring finger. I'm thinking, hey, you have any cute single friends, cute girls like you that might want to hang out? She's like, nah, I'm married. All my friends are married, and we don't do anything. Well, the government has no business in my personal life.
No. Well, that's what free love originally meant. It had nothing to do with sexual promiscuity. It was that your love should be free of any government interference. Who you live with, no matter who they are or where they're from or what their genitals are shaped like, is the government has none of their damn business. And you should be able to cohabitate with whoever you want to. And as far as I'm concerned, you should be allowed to have any religious or non-religious ceremony or no ceremony at all. It should be completely free and up to the individual. And we still, in New York State, they don't have marriage licenses anymore, because they used to license your marriage. They would give you a blood test, make sure that you were like not of some group that they didn't want to reproduce, and then they would license you for marriage. And now they have a marriage certificate that recognizes your marriage. And I actually looked into the law at the time, and basically all you have to do is say, we're married, and the state has to accept it. You can just marry each other. You can have any kind of ceremony you want. And I think I told you the joke when we first got married. The city sent us our marriage certificate, and of course we're using the old language. And wifey's like, "Oh, well, we just got our marriage license," and she's looking at it. I said, "What's the expiration date?" And she looked. And then she looked up at me. She said, "I'll renew it every year. Don't worry." Other licenses expire,
Oh, I'm gonna use that. Oh my god.
It's like our early days of married life. That's a little thing.
Like, what are you doing with that tramp? Well, honey, our license expired. Didn't you?
I didn't renew it. Sorry, dear. I'm not.
Sorry.
It's okay though. We're not. I'll renew it tomorrow. I'll be married.
Yeah,
I remember.
Just let me have a night with this chick, and I'll renew everything tomorrow.
There you go.
You
Protect your neck.
You want.
Everybody return tonight.
Yeah, because there are people out there. You gotta protect yourself. You got people out there like Roger,
Well,
Yeah.
you know you want to talk about the swords and the ninjas and the Mahayanas. Come on, Otto, just let it out. You know. I love talking about ninjas and swords and
They had a video on this guy I listened to on YouTube, Asmer Historian, and he does these cool little things. And he did a talk on the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and which was accurate enough. But then he was like describing the Mahayana idea of the Bodhisattva, and he's talking about, well, these bodhisattvas come down and they could go to nirvana, but then they decide not to because they're going to wait, and instead they're going to help enlighten other beings become enlightened, and da 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 and da 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 da. And he's like, please, and he's just trying to get people to comment. So he goes, please correct me on this. And I just said, all a bodhisattva is a pre-Buddha. It's simply that person is going to become a Buddha in the future. It's either in that life or in many lives to come. They don't have, it's just that. And I did say something about, cosmic space Buddhas that the Mahayanas come up with, wrathful deities and magic bodhisattvas that show up and do this or that. And it's like, you have to do the work yourself.
It's kind of like the Matrix with Neo, right? He wasn't the one until he decided he was the one.
Oh, yeah. And, these are all things that Buddhist monks are not supposed to do. So, but they found the sutra, it was really written by the Buddha, but he hid it away for 800 years because we weren't ready. But I just found it, and a miracle, the ink is still wet. It's amazing. And, oh, look, we can have sex. Great. Thanks, Buddha. It's like, no, I don't think that's
It's like the Mormon Bible.
Buddhism I got into because, when I was a teenager, and you read about Buddhism in America, and you read like guys like, Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg and all these cats, and they're like, they're tapping into all this Mahayana and Vajrayana stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow,
Yeah.
religion where you can have promiscuous sex and take drugs and get drunk. That sounds like a great religion for me. Woo. When you look into it a little harder, though, you see that they basically made up a lot of it. And,
Well, I know I'm going to be on the road again like Kerouac, and I'm going to go and see Roger, and I'm going to pick him up, and we're going to go and try to find Dave, right?
man, it's like, first of all, I'm not going to Chicago. That's just not happening. Okay, it's the wrong time of the year. There's a snow front coming in. You stay where you're at. Don't move.
Well, I need to bring a white man with me, so American citizen. So,
I'm not going. If it's past Effingham, Illinois, I'm not going there. That's the land where no human being should ever go to. Like it is beyond nature for humans to live that far north.
the blizzard I went through last night was crazy. Yeah, the roads instantly got blanketed. People are driving 5 miles an hour.
It's horrible.
It was awful.
Well, I got caught in that yesterday. We had like they were saying, less than half an inch of snow. I'm like, all right, well, I'll drive out. My mom's in a nursing home, and it's about a 30-mile drive from here up in the mountains. And I hate drive. I've gone off the road already in winter conditions in this car. The tires aren't that great, but I'm like, half an inch of snow, no problem. Well, they were a little wrong. It was like whiteout conditions and 20 miles an hour all the way back. Like, damn, this is
yeah. We got 5 inches yesterday, and that's why I'm late to the show now. I've been shoveling snow all day.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting hit hard starting tomorrow all the way up until the end of the week. They said today is actually the last warm day we're going to have for about a week straight.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to go down to 13 below tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going below 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
if Mark Edworthy isn't here, but if he was, I would say Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit Edworthy.
Yeah. He's been every time I see him on the internet, he's been all messed up. Like his hair's all scraggly. He's just barely climbing out of bed and everything. I'm like, oh my god, dude! And I know
because he's drinking the expensive stuff that should be.
No, it's January. The cold air is freaking nipping at his boots, and this stuff is I mean, you turn into a polar bear right now. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There is nobody in their right mind who's in this cold weather and not thinking, man, I just want to go to sleep.
Well, yeah, I'm a big guy. I like to hibernate. If I'm in a cold spot, I will definitely curl up and sleep for like 3 or 4 days. I have no problem doing that.
Not once. I mean, you would think he'd be the guy that would know, right? He's the Buddha. He's got the Buddha mind. But as far as the Bodhisattvas go, from what I've seen of it, the Mahayana guys started. I don't know. I think what happened was when Buddhism comes to different countries, they retain a lot of their beliefs and ideas. Like in Tibet, was all full of shamanism, all full of tantric practices and sex and drugs and rock and roll and stuff. So when Buddhism comes in, they don't want to stop doing that, so they have to make it Buddhist somehow. You know, Buddhism doesn't say your religion is wrong, but once you become a Buddhist, you start looking at your religion through Buddhist lenses. And so you have Kuan Yin, who's like this goddess of compassion, becomes a bodhisattva. And yeah, it's almost like, you know, I'm reminded of the way the Roman, you compare like the ornateness of like the Roman Catholic or the Eastern Orthodox Church with the plainness of the so-called primitive Christians, or like a very stark Protestant kind of a church. You know, well, we're just here to read the Bible and pray. It's like, we're here to have incense.
Breathe in, breathe out. Mind returns to now. Form is empty. Empty is form. Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhisattva. Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhisattva. Paragate,
and golden chalices and candle ceremonies and stuff like that. That being said, I love Roman Catholic ceremonial and stuff. It's the closest thing to paganism that you can really find. Another thing Chesterton said was, if you really want to touch the pagan mysteries, you have to turn to the church. Everything else in the modern world is a post-Christian invention. If you really want to see what paganism is about, you got to go to church and go to midnight mass on Christmas, man.
I tell people, if you really want to know what the Bible's about, read it backwards.
There you go.
I tell people all the time. That is where the occult is. Yeah.
It's all right, LP.
No,
And I love the fact
I
that-
do want to let you guys know that Detective Fallen made comments on YouTube, and I wanted to do a shout out for him so that everybody knows that he did come into the chat, and he says that I don't know if he's talking about Otto or if he's talking about me, but he says you pick up on the mannerisms of people you hang out with, hence birds of a feather flock together. So I'm thinking he's talking about Otto.
Well, all of us, really. I mean, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
You tend to, and that's something that we've talked about before on the show. Roger, you've talked about it, and Bob used to say new playgrounds, new playmates. Kind of deal. When you're trying to change like bad behaviors, like you don't want to drink, that's an obvious one. You hang out with people that don't drink,
Right.
and if you hang out with people that don't drink, you tend not to drink yourself, and it's the other way around. And so, yeah, I think birds of a feather do flock, and you do tend to pick up mannerisms and ideas. That's why it's so important to hang out with good people.
That is so interesting.
Well, let me ask you,
Armpit odors is
Odor to devas means death. That means they're on their way out.
Wow.
Only got a few hundred years left. Oh god.
that gives
Well-
so much incentive to deodorant. Like
Yeah. Well, they don't need it up to then because they smell beautiful. Everything smells like good.
Right.
Up there. And
that's
you
just
think of something and you get it too.
wow. That's amazing. I'd also like to add something in too about Mark Edworthy. Now, when you're talking about like all of these younger people today learning all that, Mark Edworthy is the epitome of what today's children were back when we were kids. Like he didn't even get into stuff like MTV or any of the pop culture stuff. Like, and I've had enough time to hang out with Mark to understand this stuff. Like, if you want to know our generation's version of what kids are today, that would have been Mark Edworthy when he was younger, because he did all the stuff that younger people do today. You know what I mean? Back then. So
He doesn't even make jokes, guys.
Right.
He doesn't even
Exactly.
make jokes.
at
Oh,
all.
yeah.
He sometimes he says slightly humorous things.
Sometimes.
It's a British thing. It's a British thing.
Yeah.
Understatement.
Yeah.
He's what modern kids would call cringe. You know?
I still don't know what that means, to be honest. I've been trying to figure it out. Like, there's so many definitions for the word cringe.
Oh, it's you know
I'm
it.
just kidding.
You
I'm
know
just
it because
kidding.
you'll cringe.
Like,
When
But
Romans,
Mark is Gen X, right? You're like the tail end of Gen X. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah, 76. So,
1980.
well,
Well, see, like with Otto came from the satin shirt era, whereas I came from the Metallica concert shirt era.
What year were you born, Roger?
Boo shirt era.
I was born in '73,
73.
so like,
Okay, so you're like
the
middle
room
of
again.
Gen X.
so like you have different stages of Gen X too. Like, there wasn't just one cut and dry explanation for it. Like, you can't go watching Stranger Things and think that that's all freaking Gen X, because it's not. You know, like there was a Inagata
Well,
Devita.
it's a pretty big shift that happened at that time, right? You went from like World War II era people, boomers, to like hippie era all of a sudden, and then and then I don't know what happened after that. It kind of
I
like
guess they usually say the yuppie era, the me generation.
The disco people.
Used to say at the time.
It's hip to be square. I think that's all of them. I think that's all of them because like Mark.
You're Gen X as well, and
Well, I just
don't know what he is. I think he is probably too, huh?
well see that.
Excuse me? What did you say about me?
Are you Gen X?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, no, that's
How
I
old
used
are you?
do you want me? Do you want me to tell you the difference between a Gen X and a
We're about the same age. Then.
and a millennial?
What?
Gen X knows how to type on a computer keyboard. That's it. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
actually QWERTY's, you know, QWERTY.
Huh.
And you use both hands.
It's surprising.
Oh, I don't use both hands. I'm a
It
cat.
shocks-
Well, I
it
do
shocks
use both
me.
hands, but I just use two.
Really?
And you know how to use your floppy disk.
That's not a good metric, my friend.
Floppy disk.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Floppy disk somewhere.
Well, I refuse to admit to that because you,
Neuralink, but, you know.
the one thing that people are going to have to realize is you need your hands. Okay, like they're not going to come up with a machine that just literally puts food in your mouth. You're going to have to learn how to use a fork. You're going to have to learn how to use a spoon.
Well, that's not so true anymore, you know. Like
You know,
these robot hands.
I've got
That totally sounds like a
Going on
Gallagher
this one.
joke.
Yeah.
So you,
Yeah.
You got me confused
You got
though.
me
So
confused.
are you saying that if I do tongue stretches, I won't have to use a fork?